You're sitting in your living room, the visit is over, the laughter has faded, the front door just closed, and suddenly, your whole body feels heavy. Not because you're getting older, but because you just spent 2 hours pretending. You told yourself it would be nice to have company. You smiled, nodded, asked the right questions, but now that it's over, you feel drained, emotionally and physically, and the truth hits you. It's not your age. It's your environment. After 60, most people think they're just getting tired more easily. But in reality, you might just be surrounded by the wrong kind of people. And no one talks about it. They say stay social, keep in touch, don't isolate. But what if the very people you're staying in touch with are quietly exhausting you? In this video, we're going to talk about emotional fatigue. Not from work, not from illness, but from being around the wrong energy. We'll explore why certain people leave you feeling depleted, even if they smile. How your social circle affects your physical health after 60. What to do if you're surrounded by comfortable relationships that secretly hurt you. And how to gently build a circle that heals you, not drains you. If you've ever felt tired after phone calls that were supposed to make you feel better, like you're walking on eggshells just to keep the peace, or stuck in relationships that no longer feel mutual, then this video is for you. Because your energy is sacred. And after 60, who you give it to can define how deeply you enjoy the years ahead. It's not that you're too old to enjoy company. It's that you've learned to notice when it's not genuine. Let's begin. They're always talking but never listening. Joe is 68. Every Tuesday, he meets his old buddy Rick at a nearby cafe. Same booth, same coffee, same conversation. Rick talks a lot about his knees, his doctor, his neighbor's dog, his wife's latest complaint, the traffic. Joe nods, says, and sips his coffee. He wants to share, too. He lost his brother recently, but Rick never asks, so Joe swallows his words. Again. When he gets home, he feels heavy, quiet, empty. And every Tuesday, he wonders, why do I feel worse after seeing my friend? We're told that staying socially active is good for us, and it is, but not all connection is nourishing. There's a kind of fatigue that comes from being around people who only speak, but never listen. It's not just annoying, it's damaging. After 60, your emotional bandwidth changes. You don't have the energy for surface-level monologues that leave no space for your own truth. You need conversations, not broadcasts. Here's what actually happens. When someone talks at you, not with you, your nervous system stays alert, but unengaged. You're present, but not connected. Your brain feels used instead of heard. And over time, your body starts to associate socializing with stress. You leave feeling tired, not because of age, but because you've been emotionally ignored. What you can do. You don't have to cut Rick off, but you can. Slowly shift the dynamic. Next time, gently say, I've had something on my mind too. Create boundaries. Limit the length of these one-sided visits. And most importantly, notice how you feel after certain people. Your body tells the truth. Also, start looking for people who pause. Those who ask, and what about you? Those who sit in silence and let you speak. Those are the people who restore your energy. Deeper truth. Feeling heard is not a luxury. After 60, it's a health requirement. When helping them hurts you. Karen is 72. She's the strong one in her group. Always has been. When someone needs a ride, she's there. When someone is sick, she brings soup. When her neighbor's son went to rehab, Karen was the one who kept the fridge full. People say, "You're such a good friend, Karen," but no one ever asks how she's doing. Karen doesn't talk much about her loneliness since her husband passed, or how exhausted she feels after caring for everyone else. She tells herself, this is what good people do. But inside, she's burning out. There's a special kind of tired that comes from always being the giver. After 60, many seniors fall into the role of the helper, the one who listens, supports, shows up. And yes, giving feels good. It creates meaning. But when there's no return, it becomes weight. Here's what's happening. Your energy is not unlimited. When your emotional output always exceeds your input, your body enters a state of compassion fatigue. You feel irritable, even when you don't know why. Disappointed, but can't point to anything. Like you're shrinking, little by little. This is not weakness. This is your soul asking for reciprocity, what you can do. Start asking yourself, who shows up for me? Who checks in without needing something? Who makes space for my feelings, not just my actions? And here's the most radical step. You're allowed to say no. No to being the always available shoulder. No to emotional one-way streets. No to sacrificing your peace for someone else's comfort. Because true friendship is not a service. It's a shared space. Deeper truth. Helping others should fill you, not empty you. They leave you second-guessing yourself. Frank is 74. He's known Daniel for over 40 years. They played poker together, worked the same job, even traveled with their wives. But lately, every conversation with Daniel leaves Frank uneasy. If Frank shares a story about his grandkids, Daniel says, "Well, must be nice. Mine don't even visit." If Frank mentions trying yoga for his back, Daniel chuckles, "Didn't know you were into that new age stuff." Frank laughs along. But inside, he wonders, why do I always feel smaller after talking to him? This is a silent energy drain that few people notice until it's too late. These aren't loud, abusive moments. They're tiny cuts, jokes that sting, comparisons that diminish, comments that shake your confidence. Over time, they lead to self-doubt, withdrawal, emotional shrinkage. You start editing yourself around certain people. You talk less, smile more, and a part of you fades. Why this happens? Some people can't handle your growth, especially if they feel stuck. So they bring you down to size. Not out of cruelty, but out of insecurity. They don't celebrate you. They compete, compare, or critique. And when this becomes the norm, your body associates connection with caution. Socializing becomes stressful, not soothing. What you can do: trust your after feelings. If someone makes you feel small every time, believe it. Don't explain your joy. You don't owe anyone an apology for trying new things or feeling proud. Spend more time with people who celebrate your voice, not shrink it. Your confidence after 60 isn't ego. It's survival. You've earned your space. Don't surrender it to small minds. Deeper truth. You don't lose your light after 60, unless you keep dimming it to make others comfortable. Pause for a moment. Which of these truths has whispered to you lately? Have you sat in silence while someone talked at you? Have you helped others while feeling invisible yourself? Have you walked away from a chat and felt smaller, not stronger? If you've nodded even once, this isn't just getting older. This is your inner wisdom noticing who's good for you and who's not. Type #2 inches in the comments if this feels familiar, or whisper it to yourself. That's enough too. When silence feels safer than speaking. Linda is 76. She used to be outspoken, opinionated, even a little fiery. But these days, she finds herself nodding along more than speaking up. At family dinners, she keeps quiet when her kids interrupt. In her book club, she lets others dominate the conversation. Because every time she speaks, someone corrects her, or sighs, or moves on. So Linda chooses silence. Not because she has nothing to say, but because being quiet feels safer than being dismissed. This is what emotional suppression looks like after 60. It happens slowly. You start to think your thoughts aren't helpful. You convince yourself that it's just easier not to say anything. But deep down, you begin to feel invisible. And that invisibility? It's not peaceful. It's exhausting. Why this happens? Many seniors are surrounded by people who mean well, but unconsciously invalidate them. You already told us that. That's not how it works anymore, Mom. You don't understand how things are today. Comments like these seem small, but over time they erode confidence. You stop trusting your own perspective. You stop offering your perspective, and soon you're present, but not participating. The cost of emotional silence: increased loneliness, even in a full room; reduced cognitive engagement; a fading sense of self-worth; and perhaps, worst of all, you begin to question your value. What you can do. Start by noticing who encourages your voice, not just your presence. Who listens when you speak? Who asks follow-up questions? Who respects your insight, even if they disagree? And when you find these people, hold on to them. Even one person who sees you clearly can reignite the parts of you that silence tried to bury. Also, speak anyway, not for them, but for you. Your thoughts still matter. Your words still count. Deeper truth. The moment you stop speaking your truth is the moment you begin to disappear. You're allowed to choose peace. George is 79. 2 years ago, he made a decision that shocked his family. He stopped attending Sunday brunch. Every week, it was the same. Subtle jabs from his daughter, loud debates from his sons, and the feeling that no one was really listening. One Sunday, George just didn't go. No argument, no explanation. He brewed his coffee, sat on the porch, and listened to the birds instead. That morning, he didn't feel guilty. He felt free. Sometimes, peace begins with absence. Absence from noise. Absence from performance. Absence from people who love you, but don't see you. After 60, your energy is a limited resource. You don't owe it to everyone, and certainly not to anyone who drains it without giving anything back. This isn't about cutting ties with the world. It's about weaving a new kind of circle, one stitched with softness, with care, with mutual presence. Let's revisit what we learned. Some people talk at you, not with you, and that leaves you empty. Some people only take and call it friendship. That leaves you tired. Some people undermine your joy, even subtly. That leaves you small. Some people erase your voice until silence feels safer. That leaves you fading. But here's the good news. You can choose differently. And it's never too late. What you can do. Starting today. Notice who lifts you and who flattens you. Choose presence over performance. Speak even when it trembles. Say no without explanation. Say yes to people who make you feel real. You are not hard to love. You are not too sensitive. You are simply done with pretending. If someone makes you feel tired every time, that is not connection. That is quiet damage. Final message. Your life after 60 is not about shrinking. It's about choosing. With care, with strength, with heart. You don't need more people. You need the right people. And sometimes that starts with simply choosing yourself. Folded hands, subscribe to Speech Balloon Longevity Talks Herb for more honest, powerful truths about life after 60. And if you felt something during this video, even just one part, leave a comment below. Even just #3 inches is enough to say, that was me.